Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then maybe you clicked on here because you were searching about some fasting or some water fasting and somehow you ended up here. Or you were on a totally irrelevant page and somehow my video popped up and you clicked on it. So if that's the case and you came from YouTube, then welcome. We talk a lot about water fasting and living a fasting focused lifestyle on this channel. So if that's something that you're interested in, getting healthy by living a fasted focused lifestyle, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that little notification bell as well so you get notified anytime I post videos. Today what I wanted to talk about is 10 different things that you might start to experience the first time you do a water fast. So 10 different symptoms that are pretty normal, so just to be aware of them and how you can help them get better by trying different supplements and electrolytes and those types of things. One thing to note is that make sure that before you start any sort of fasting protocol, whether it's intermittent fasting or water fasting, just check with your doctor first, get that green light, and then we're ready to go. So before I start, I wanted to tell you guys, if you don't know my history, I've had a lot of success with water fasting and intermittent fasting over the course of the past year to year and a half. And I've dropped a ton of weight doing that. I know a lot of you guys already follow my channel, so thank you guys for always watching and supporting. I love that so much. For anyone who's new, fasting just means that you're abstaining from food for a long period of time. And there's two different types. There's intermittent fasting, where within a day usually you have different eating and fasting windows. And then there's water fasting, which can be extended or shorter ones. And water fasting is referred to more when we do longer periods of abstinence from food. So maybe a 2-day water fast where you don't eat any calories for 2 full days, sometimes 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, 10 days, 14 days, 21 days is the most I've ever done. But some people go longer than that and some people like to keep it short. So when I refer to water fasting, it means that I'm referring to abstaining from food for a long period of time and consuming 0 calories. But what you can have during a water fast is you can have black coffee, you can have tea, like green tea, oolong tea, black tea, whatever you'd like. And you can also have unsweetened sparkling water, but just make sure that none of them have any sugar, no calories, no artificial sweeteners, and nothing like that, no cream or nothing. So that's what you can have during a water fast. So now let me talk about 10 different symptoms that you might expect to see if ever you're starting your water fast. Number 1, you're gonna start to hear a lot about this term that people in the water fasting community call halitosis. So halitosis is just another fancy word for bad breath. Once you start fasting, you start to realize that it's very possible that you're gonna have a lot of bacteria in your mouth, so it's gonna smell a little bit more than usual, which is kind of normal for fasting. And what you can do to start preventing that is a couple things. First of all, I would like to recommend people to get a tongue scraper. So it's just a little kind of toothbrush looking thing, but it's shaped like a little triangle. And you literally just take it and you scrape your tongue off like that. And that helps remove some of the bacteria in your mouth to really freshen up your mouth. I recommend investing in one of those. I put the link down below for one of the tongue scrapers that I recommend, so you guys can check that out as well. Another thing that I recommend is obviously brushing your teeth often and doing Listerine or mouthwash, those types of things always works. Obviously, people always ask me, are you sure I can use Listerine and brush my teeth? Yes, just don't eat the toothpaste. That's just all you need to not do, is just don't eat the toothpaste. And another thing that you can actually try is if you have some apple cider vinegar, you can take a little bit of apple cider vinegar and mix it with some water and mix it in, dilute it, and then drink a little bit of it. That usually tends to freshen up your mouth, and I like the feeling of that as well. So those are some tips if you tend to have bad breath or what we call halitosis during your water fasting, or even in general when you're doing intermittent fasting, keto, or water fasting, it's possible to have bad breath or halitosis. So those are a couple treatments you can do in order to relieve the symptoms of halitosis so you can freshen up your breath. Number 2 is headaches. So headaches are a pretty common symptom when you start your water fast because your body's going through a lot of different changes and abstaining from food and other things that you've been consuming really often. So one of the main things there is that you're actually starting to deplete your sodium levels since you're not consuming any food anymore, and that can actually contribute to having some of those headaches. So a really quick fix that you can do is just take some salt. I personally like Himalayan salt. Just take a pinch and put it in your water and drink it like that after you mix it in. That really tends to help. Another reason that I find that people start to get these headaches is because they're withdrawing from something. So if you haven't taken the proper easing into it routine that I usually recommend to people where they're getting fat adapted before they start the water fast, or they're in ketosis before they start the water fast, or they quit sugar and carbs before the water fast, then you might experience some symptoms of withdrawal. And some symptoms of withdrawal can be seen as headaches. So that's why I always recommend to really just ease into your fast slowly, take some baby steps, and don't just go cold turkey and try to aim for like a 10, 20-day fast. Just ease your way into it. Start with intermittent fasting, start cutting out sugar, start cutting out carbs, and just kind of slowly get into it without doing anything super drastic. Then you'll see more success like that. But it's definitely possible that the headaches are caused by some withdrawal symptoms, especially when you're withdrawing from sugar, which is very normal during a fast. Again, I'm gonna let you guys know that it's very important to get supervised by a doctor or have clearance by a doctor, because this is something that you do at your own risk if you're not checking with a doctor first. So check with your doctor, and then we can continue on to symptom number 3. Symptom number 3, keto flu. A lot of people tend to forget that when you're actually doing your water fast, your body is entering ketosis if you weren't in ketosis before. And this means that your body is changing from burning glycogen stores and slowly moving to become fat adapted and burn fat as fuel. And that's when it starts producing those ketones. So it's very normal to start experiencing keto flu, but it's not a virus. So just be aware of that. You might have symptoms like you're feeling like you're getting sick and getting the flu, like your nose gets a little bit sniffly. And it's really normal that people quit their fast right at the beginning, thinking that they're actually getting the flu. But remember, it's not a virus, and it's just a normal process while you're entering ketosis to have symptoms of keto flu. And one thing that you can do to kind of prevent this is take a magnesium and a potassium tablet, and that will help kind of reduce the symptoms of keto flu. So I put the links down below. These 4 supplements or electrolytes or ingredients or whatever you want to call it that I've recommended so far since the beginning of the video. So salt, potassium, magnesium, and apple cider vinegar. Those are pretty much the only things that you need during a water fast. And there are some people that are more water fasting purists that think you can do the whole thing with water. I like to do mine with at least salt. But if you want to incorporate magnesium and potassium and apple cider vinegar, you're totally welcome to do so. And there's no adverse effects from doing those. I've done it with those and I've done it without them. So it's totally up to you, whatever you feel comfortable with. You can use those things if you need to supplement and have more electrolytes in terms of magnesium and potassium, because those are the main electrolytes anyway. It's sodium, magnesium, potassium, and then there's calcium and things like that. But for the practicality of this fast, like I've never had to use any like that, and I've only ever used potassium, magnesium, and salt. Obviously, the salt is the electrolyte called sodium, so sodium, magnesium, and potassium are all you really need. But again, they're optional if you want to do the pure type of water fasting. But I really personally consider magnesium, potassium, apple cider vinegar, and salt or sodium as a pure water fast on its own. So that's up for debate depending on who you are and what kind of fasting you do. That's just kind of a debate that people have in the fasting community. But I take those ones and it works for me, and I've done a lot of 21-day water fasts and 14-day water fasts. So that's kind of what I personally do, just to let you guys know. Symptom number 4. Another thing that can happen when you start to water fast, especially if you're a beginner, is that you might feel some heartburn feeling around your chest. And this is either called acid reflux or heartburn. It's pretty much the same thing. And you'll kind of know what I'm talking about because it's kind of a burning sensation in your chest. If you're one of those people that experiences that burning sensation from acid reflux or heartburn, then what you can do is take a little bit of apple cider vinegar. I would say something like half an ounce. Mix it in with some water, mix it around, and then drink it. What that does is that forces your esophageal valve to shut, and that's what helps stop the acid reflux from occurring. So that fixes the root cause. Now, a lot of people have a different way of dealing with acid reflux or heartburn as well. They like to take about a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda and mix it in their water. That will make you feel better instantly, but it won't fix the root cause of the acid reflux. So those are 2 different things to keep in mind, but those are 2 options that can help alleviate the feelings of heartburn and acid reflux. Symptom number 5. A lot of people also experience something that we call muscle cramps or muscle spasms. So this can be in the form of leg cramps or muscle cramps in your legs. And a lot of people also tend to feel it in their lower back as well. So this is just a symptom of the detoxing that's going through your body. Again, check with your doctor because it's not supposed to be super painful, and it's better if you have supervision from your doctor. But what you can take to help alleviate those symptoms is that I've known a lot of people who have taken potassium and magnesium, and that helps alleviate the symptoms of the muscle cramps and the muscle spasms. So that's something that's optional as well. I personally have never experienced any muscle cramps or muscle spasms, so this is what I've heard from other people in the community who have been having those experiences. And that's what I've heard a lot of people have success with when they tried that out themselves, and that really helped alleviate those feelings. See what's best for you and get that green light to continue on with your water fast. Symptom number 6. This should actually probably be ranked number 1 if I'm putting it in order of priority, which I'm not. But number 6 is actually the feeling of lightheadedness or dizziness. And this is something that happens to almost every single person while fasting. And what I do personally to help me alleviate that dizziness feeling or the tired feeling is that I take a pinch of salt and I put it in my water and I drink it. So that really helps you replenish your sodium levels, which will help you deal with that tired or weak feeling or the lightheadedness every time you stand up, and that's kind of what they call the dizziness as well. So again, just a pinch of salt, I put it in a glass of water, I shake it around and I drink it. That makes me usually perk up and feel better immediately. The reason that that helps is the same as I said at the beginning. When your body stops eating and you start drinking a lot of water and doing your water fast without consuming any foods, your body's actually depleting the electrolyte stores, so the sodium stores in your body. So by adding salt to your water, it's actually helping you replenish those electrolytes and replenish those sodium stores in your body to help you with those feelings of dizziness or lightheadedness. So that's how I personally deal with it, just by taking a pinch of salt and putting it in my water. Symptom number 7. This is one of the most frequently asked questions that I get from people that are asking me about the water fasting journey. They always ask me about hair loss. Will I lose hair? How much hair will I lose? When will I lose hair? Will it grow back? All those types of questions I get all the time. And what I like to say is that I've done a 21-day water fast followed by a week refeed and then another 14-day water fast pretty much back to back before. And I never experienced hair loss at all in my entire year and something of fasting until I did those 2 back to back. And it only started happening a couple weeks later, where I would brush my hair and I would feel like there's a lot more hair coming out on the hairbrush than usual. So of course you start to panic initially, but it's really temporary and your hair grows right back. So what I did after that, after I started feeling those symptoms of hair loss, which it's only going to be visible to yourself, most people around you are not going to be able to tell, but for you, you might start panicking, thinking that you're losing your hair. So what I did personally to prevent that hair loss and grow my hair back again, stronger and thicker than before, is that a few weeks after my water fast, when I realized that my hair started falling out a little bit, I just went and got some biotin and I started taking 1 little capsule every single day. And within a matter of like 2 or 3 weeks, my hair came back as normal and it doesn't fall out anymore. And I just finished my 21-day water fast as well now. So I don't have any hair loss at the moment. I'll keep you guys updated in the future to see if it happens again. But remember, it's something that's super temporary, so there's nothing to panic about. It just happens when you're doing intermittent fasting, water fasting, or you're just trying the keto diet for the first time and you're getting into it. It's a normal part of your body's kind of healing mechanism that you might lose some hair and get rid of the cells that you don't need, and then it's gonna grow back nice, fresh ones later on. So don't worry about it. It's temporary. Probably nobody around you is gonna notice except you, because you're the one that's brushing your hair, or you're the one that's showering and noticing some hair coming out. But don't worry, just relax, take a deep breath, go get some biotin if you're nervous, and it'll come back nice and strong like it was before. Symptom number 8, lack of sleep or having trouble sleeping. So this happens to a lot of people, and to me it only usually happens towards the last week of my water fast, and this usually between day 14 and day 21, where my body has a lot more energy than normal, so I have a little bit more difficulty sleeping. So what I personally like to do is that I just take a little capsule of magnesium right before bedtime, because that kind of makes you a little more sleepy, and then you sleep through the night more. Some people like to take melatonin, which I've never taken before, and the magnesium helps a lot of people too. But keep in mind, your body has a lot of energy at this point, so it's possible that you're not gonna sleep as well, but it's gonna pass soon and you're gonna probably do your refeed soon. So it's very temporary. So if you feel good and you feel like keeping on going, then keep on going. But again, always check with your doctor before you start any of this, okay? Symptom number 9. This symptom I should have talked about at the beginning of the video when I talked about headaches, because they kind of go hand in hand. But symptom number 9 is just irritability. And a lot of people refer to this feeling as feeling hangry. And when you first tell someone about the water fast, they always ask, why are you so happy? You should be so hangry. When I don't eat for 2 hours, I feel super hangry. But what happens is that you just naturally detox from a lot of things in your body, and you're detoxing from sugars, you're detoxing from carbs. Some people use this journey to quit smoking at the same time. So it's normal in those first couple steps when you're withdrawing from those different things you take every day, like sugar and smoking and stuff, that you feel that irritability and you feel those kind of hangry feelings. Totally normal. The best advice I can give you for those symptoms is just to know to calm down, breathe, relax, try to meditate, stay busy. There's nothing you can do about those feelings except just kind of try to forget about them and keep yourself as busy as you can, because you will have some type of irritability at the beginning. If you're someone that tends to snap at people when you quit things like caffeine, if you want to quit caffeine with this fast, or if you're quitting alcohol, sugar, smoking, any of that, it's gonna happen. So just don't worry about it. Stay busy, stay distracted, keep your mind busy as much as possible so you try not to feel that irritability or the dip that you get from not like always having the serotonin and the dopamine levels spiked up by eating sugar or taking your caffeine or drinking alcohol or smoking, all of that. So just be aware of that you might feel that kind of like irritable dip, or you might feel a little bit depressed at the beginning. It will pass and you will feel so good so soon once you start hitting that mental clarity phase and that euphoria phase. So just keep going. Don't worry about it. It's gonna happen, but just keep pushing through and you can do this. Symptom number 10 is called keto rash. And this is when you start to feel a kind of rash on your body. Sometimes it happens on your face or on your back. Not everyone gets keto rash, but a lot of people do tend to talk about and report feelings of keto rash during their water fast. So the best thing to do is just listen to your body, check with your doctor because it's different from person to person, and see how you feel. Because a lot of people actually choose to end their fast at that point in order to kind of go back and take baby steps and get into ketosis before starting a water fast. That's something that's always an option. Remember, you have tomorrow to fast, you have the day after to fast. You can fast whenever you want, the same way that you can actually eat whenever you want. So whatever works for you, just listen to your body and see what your body feels like. If you're getting too much of a keto rash, check with your doctor, see what your doctor has to say about keto rash, because not everyone's body is fat adapted at the beginning, especially if you have been eating a lot of carbs, a lot of sugar, and you haven't been in ketosis before. It's something that might happen to you. So be aware of that. Don't be so scared, but just make sure that you're always in check and being supervised by your doctor if you're having these symptoms, because again, we're all doing this at our own risk if we're not checking with our doctors first. So just check with your doctor, see how you feel. I know a lot of doctors have different opinions about fasting, so bring your research to them, bring your books to them, bring up Dr. Fung, Dr. Bragg, and show them what you have and enlighten them on it and ask them if it's something that's safe for you to do. Remember that there are some people out there who shouldn't be doing water fasting at all. If you're underage, it's not for you. There's other alternatives for you. If you're pregnant or breastfeeding, it's definitely not for you. If you have any pre-existing health conditions, check with your doctor first. If you're on any medication, check with your doctor first. If you're prone to eating disorders, then check with your doctor first. So just try to get that green light. I know we all have different opinions, and doctors sometimes have different varying opinions if they haven't heard about fasting before. And really just do your research and your due diligence, because if you guys do want to try water fasting, I really want you to do it in a safe way so you can transform your mind and do a total like mind and body transformation. You'll feel so good afterwards. You'll really feel that weight lifted off your shoulders. You'll feel those feelings of depression and anxiety and stress starting to fade away, and you'll start feeling more floaty. You'll feel more euphoric, and you will have a ton of those weird dreams when you start dreaming about breaking your fast at the beginning when you do fasting for the first time. And a lot of funny things will start to happen, like the symptoms I named before. But I hope this video all in all helped educate you guys about the different types of symptoms that you can expect and what to do about them. And if you guys like this video, then make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, check all the links because I'll put them all in the description box. And if you haven't yet, then join our fasting community called waterfastingforum.com. So we have a forum for all these like-minded people that talk about intermittent fasting, the ketogenic diet, water fasting, and it's a great community that's super positive and uplifting if you want to join that. We also have a Facebook group. It's called Fast Forward to Health Fasting and Accountability Group, so you're welcome to go join that too. But for anyone that doesn't have Facebook, you can always join us on waterfastingforum.com, which I personally love that tool. I built that forum in order to help people communicate, especially in this day and age where less and less people have Facebook and people just kind of want to open an anonymous account online and have their daily journal that they can log every single day. You could put your stats, your before pictures, your after photos, and journal how you're feeling every day, and you could save that to your phone. So join us on waterfastingforum.com. I hope you like this video. These are the 10 different symptoms that you might experience during your water fast at the beginning, in the middle, or at the end. So check with your doctor, be safe, enjoy this experience. Don't do it about the weight loss. Do it about your mind and body transformation. Change your relationship with food. Change your relationship with how you perceive life, and try to be happier and take a lot of good pointers out of this experience. So I hope you guys like this video. If you guys like to hear more about fasting focused lifestyle success stories, or you like to hear more about the fasting lifestyle, and I like to tell a lot of stories about my own personal experiences as well as people's experiences in our community. So if you like this type of stuff, then join our community, no problem. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and you'll get video notifications every time something comes out. I also tend to do lives every single night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Central Time, or Eastern Standard Time. So check that out, check my lives out, and happy fasting to everyone who's here. I hope this video helped you guys with the 10 symptoms to expect. If you like it, make sure you hit that share button and share it with one of your friends so they know what to expect if ever they want to start trying a water fasting journey. So I'll see you guys next time. Happy fasting.